Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're looking at something that is absolutely going to blow your mind. Seriously, we're diving into the sheer power of an incredible AI tool that is, quite frankly, quietly revolutionizing how we learn and create. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by complex information, well, get ready, because what we're about to explore is a total game changer. I mean, just think about that for a second. How can you turn simple, everyday links into a complete, deeply researched 30-minute documentary or explainer for absolutely free? Right now, it kind of feels like every AI tool out there is hiding behind some paywall, right? Limiting your credits, making it virtually impossible to generate anything substantial without opening your wallet. But Google's new Notebook LM, it changes the game entirely. It literally bypasses all of those restrictions. Okay, let's dive into this. On our agenda today, we've got 1. Google's powerful AI video tool. 2. Unlocking Ganga's true birth. 3. The Ganga Basin ecosystem. 4. The Indus River network. 5. Brahmaputra's wild thriller journey. And finally, 6. The Great Delta Convergence. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Google's powerful AI video tool, transforming links into a cinematic explainer. So content creators are literally going viral right now by automating these massive, deep dive analyses using a remarkably simple workflow. And the absolute best part? It's completely free, and you don't need to be an expert in complex prompt engineering. It's so simple. Step 1, you just input your sources. This could be YouTube links, PDF files, Google Drive docs, whatever you have. Step 2, the AI reads, watches, and deeply analyzes everything you've just fed it. It actually finds the common threads and the most vital information for you. And then step 3, with literally a single click, it generates a full cinematic overview. It can even build you mind maps or quizzes based on the data. No scripting required on your end at all, just pure instant synthesis. Now, to put this to the test, several links about the Indian River systems were fed into the AI. And the result? Honestly, an absolute masterclass in geography. We're going to pivot right now and walk through the fascinating geographical breakdown of the Indian subcontinent that this AI seamlessly produced. Seriously, prepare to unlearn some things. Moving on to Section 2, Unlocking Ganga's True Birth, Decoding the Punch Prayag. Okay, now, what's really interesting about this is we're going to clear up a massive geographical misconception right out of the gate. And this is one that actually costs students marks on exams all the time. We've pretty much always been taught that the Ganga originates directly from the Gomukh Glacier. But geographically speaking, yeah, that's completely false. The fierce, aggressive water cutting through the mountains from Gomukh is actually the Bhagirathi River. The Ganga literally does not exist by name until the Bhagirathi travels down and violently collides with another massive river, the Alaknanda, at a place called Devprayag. It's only after that magnificent collision that the river is officially named the Ganga. But wait, the Alaknanda doesn't just show up at Devprayag alone. It actually picks up other rivers along the way at 5 crucial confluences, known as the Panchaprayag. Now, remembering these from north to south is usually a total nightmare, but the AI highlighted this brilliant Hindi memory trick. Vishnu ke nan ke khan mein Rudra or Dev base, which roughly translates to, in the ears of Vishnu's Nand reside Rudra and Dev. It's so cool because each word perfectly maps to a confluence. Vishnu Prayag, Nand Prayag, Karna Prayag for Khan, Rudra Prayag, and finally Dev Prayag. It's just such an elegant way to anchor a really complex map right into your memory. 2,525. That is the massive length in kilometers of the Ganga's epic journey once it officially gets its name. And what's really fascinating here is how its entire personality shifts. Up in the mountains, it's raging, it's destructive, but the moment it hits the plains at Haridwar, that steep gradient completely vanishes and the river suddenly transforms into this incredibly calm, deep, and super wide waterway. All right, Section 3, the Ganga Basin ecosystem, tributaries, traps, and bioindicators. You know, a river this massive doesn't just travel alone. It relies on a sprawling network of tributaries, basically acting as a living, breathing ecosystem. And here's another fantastic mnemonic that AI pulled out to remember the left bank tributaries from west to east. Ramo Gomti ka Gagra Gandaki Kosi mein Mahan hai. It neatly packs in the Ramaganga, Gomti, Gagra, Gandak, Kosi, and Mahananda rivers. I want you to focus specifically on the Kosi River here for a second. It's famously known as the Sorrow of Bihar. Why? Well, because it brings down so much heavy silts and rocks from the steep mountains of Nepal that it literally blocks its own path on the flat plains. This forces the water to violently break its banks and cause these massive, sudden floods. Crazy, right? And this brings us to a major geographical exception, a rift valley. Now, Himalayan rivers usually flow south, right? Because they're pulled by gravity. But the Son River, which is a right bank tributary, actually flows directly north from central India to meet the Ganga. It's literally fighting gravity. How is that even possible? Well, millions of years of ancient tectonic shifts created a deep rift valley that physically forces the water upward, northward. Geography literally bends its own rules here. Because of all this, we really have to avoid a massive trap. Look at this common mistake. People always think India's tallest dam, the Tehri Dam, is built on the Ganga. But remember what we just learned about Ganga's true birth? The Tehri Dam is actually located long before the Dev-Prayag confluence even happens. Therefore, geographically speaking, it is built strictly on the Bhagirathi River, not the Ganga. Details matter, folks. But beyond just the pure geography, we have to remember this river is alive. The AI brilliantly highlighted this concept of bioindicators. Take the blind Ganges dolphin, for example. It can only survive in highly pure water. Its mere presence is basically nature's own health certificate. No lab tests needed. And the water stays pure partly thanks to bacteriophages. These are microscopic viruses that naturally hunt and eat harmful bacteria. It's just a perfectly balanced, self-cleaning ecosystem. Let's jump to Section 4, the Indus River Network, the Big Sister concept. So this entire system originates high up in the Tibetan plateaus, and to really understand it, we need a completely different mental framework. I absolutely love how the AI framed this one. It uses what it calls the Big Sister concept. The Jhelum, Ravi, Beas, and Sutlej rivers don't just randomly meet the Indus. Instead, they all hand their water over to the Chenab River. The Chenab basically acts as the responsible big sister, collecting all this water and safely carrying the whole shebang to the Indus. Oh, and here's a fun memory trick from the source for the Jhelum River. It originates at a place called Baranag. Nag means snake in Hindi, and if you see a snake, you have to chelna, or tolerate it. Baranag connects to Jhelum. So simple, but super effective. 1960. This number is absolutely crucial. You see, nature doesn't care about borders, but humans certainly do. 1960 is the year of the Indus Water Treaty between India and Pakistan. This slide represents how an incredibly complex, massive natural resource is actually managed impartially across political boundaries. The top 3 rivers are utilized by Pakistan and the bottom 3 by India. It really is a masterclass in sharing vast geographical power. Moving right along to Section 5, Brahmaputra's wild thriller journey, the shifting identities of a massive river. If the Indus is like a smooth, epic poem, the Brahmaputra is a terrifying, totally uncontrollable thriller movie. I mean, it is sheer, violent natural force. Get this. This river actually changes its identity 4 times. Let's track how this builds. Step 1. It starts in Tibet as the Tsangpo, flowing parallel to the Himalayas. Then, Step 2, it smashes into the Namcha Barwa mountain, taking this violent U-turn into India as the Dihang. As it hits the wide valleys of Assam in Step 3, it becomes the mighty Brahmaputra. And finally, Step 4, as it crosses into Bangladesh, it changes its name one last time to the Jamuna. It doesn't just flow through regions, it literally absorbs their cultural geography as it goes. Now, to remember its left bank tributaries, the AI pulled out this amazing trick, Dil Dak, the sound of a beating heart. Since your heart is on the left side of your chest, it perfectly maps to the left bank rivers. You've got D for Dibang, L for Lohit, Da for Dhansiri, and K for Kopali. And just a quick kind of wild fact on the Lohit, it's literally called the Bloody River because the red soil it washes through turns the roaring waters completely crimson. No way, right? But remember, rivers don't just carve and destroy, they also build. And the Brahmaputra brings down so much sediment that right in the middle of its channel in Assam, it actually built Majuli Island. And we're not talking about some little sandbar here. It's an island so incomprehensibly massive that the government officially recognizes it as its own administrative district. Nature literally built a new county out of silt. That is just mind-blowing. And that brings us to our final chapter, Section 6. The Great Delta Convergence, the grand finale. This is the grand finale, folks, where the subcontinent's greatest natural forces finally collide. The Ganga, which is now called the Padma, and the Brahmaputra, now called the Jamuna, meet in Bangladesh. They merge into this monstrous flow called the Meghna. But here's the physics of that exact moment. As they hit the completely flat plains right before the ocean, their kinetic energy drops to almost 0. They literally lose the power to push the millions of tons of debris they've been dragging all the way from the Himalayas. So they just drop it,
All of it. And this massive, unprecedented dumping of sediment gives birth to the Sundarbans, the absolute largest river delta on planet Earth. I want to leave you with this final, honestly pretty profound thought the AI generated based on our sources. What if a minor climate change in the small Mansarovar area permanently alters the geography of the entire subcontinent? Think about it. The Indus and the Brahmaputra both originate from the exact same small region near Lake Mansarovar. It's just a tiny, icy footprint, yet it supports billions of lives. If even a minor climate shift alters that specific glacier, it could permanently rewrite the geography, the borders, and the survival of the entire subcontinent. Everything is deeply, fragilely interconnected, much like how we connected all these separate links today to build this incredible explainer. Thank you so much for exploring this amazing system with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.